Okay, so here's the book which Em made up for me for my birthday. When I received it, it was pretty emotional to get. I had no idea it was coming, and I guess when you sort of look at a bit of a summary of your life, a bit of a picture book of your life, and you go through some of the photos, some of the pictures in here, I thought I'd lost forever. So it was really powerful to open up a page and see a photo from all those years ago. And the words were very humbling. So everyone went to a lot of effort in between. In particular Emma and Kay sort of reached out to a lot of my friends to get some words in there, and all of which I'm extremely grateful to have this as a bit of a keepsake. So we'll go through it. Hopefully it's not too long, and hopefully you can read. You can sort of pause the video and sort of read some of the content on the pages as we go through. Okay. So. So we'll see the first page there. Let's bring this down a little bit. Hopefully you can sort of get in there and see that. I'll do that for every page, and so hopefully that's going to be okay. Lovely words from Em. So here are some photos when you were growing up. So I'll just adjust this again, sorry. I'll get this right and then we're good to go. Sorry about that. Okay. So I've got a bit of a remote control thing happening here, so we'll see if it works out okay. And there's a photo of myself and Emma and my grandmother on my father's side, and there's Simone and myself over there. It's a picture of Mum and Dad and Simone, and a couple of photos of Simone and myself as we were growing up. So Simone was 2 years older than me. More photos of me as a little bub and Simone at the pool, and Simone and Sean at the pool. Pictures of my mum and Simone, and a few more sort of photos as we were growing up. And here's a picture of my neighbour Vanessa and myself taken over at her house. There's a bit of a dialogue from my old neighbour Vanessa, who we've remained friends. I'm still friends. She's one of my clients now, one of my Dataflock clients now. And we catch up and go out for meals every now and then, which is really nice. And these are the photos which when I opened up this page, I just fell apart, I guess, because there's photos here of my dog Sven. Here he is here, big Newfoundland. He used to love running around in the mud and sloshing around, and there's a picture of my brother Charlie and Emma and Vanessa when they were growing up, and some of our neighbours. It's a picture of my mum's mother and father, Nan and Pop. Here's photos taken of Pop and Nan, and there's me in the St George jersey. I'm not quite sure why I'm wearing that. And Dad and Mum and Simone, and there's Emma in the blue sweater and Charlie there next to her, Emma. More photos, there's Emma and Charlie, and these are photos taken at my great auntie's, my great aunt's house up in the Blue Mountains. Lorna would have to be my favourite relative of all time. She was just the most beautiful lady, had the most wonderful soul, and there's Lorna there. Haven't seen this photo in so long. I was very emotional when I saw that. Here's again more photos taken up at Lorna's house, and it's Lorna's dogs, Tinker and Toby, the two most spoiled dogs in the universe. And these are photos of my family. There's Guy, my half brother, and myself, and Alex, and who else is there? And there's Maria, my grandfather, and Astrid. These are some photos taken down at Bondi Beach of Emma, Charlie, and Dad and myself. There's a picture of me, believe it or not. It's when I would have been maybe 15, 16, I guess, maybe 16. And there's a picture of Peter and myself, the chubby face. And photos down here of Dave and Jane and Phil and little Sean there in the background. And this is my half brother Guy and Astrid when they were little bubs. It's taken at a family reunion. It's my dad. And this photo here was taken over in New Zealand, up at the Bay of Islands. Some photos here growing up. This would have been when I just got back from Canada, so it would have been about 1990 or so. There's my friend Sandy and my old roommate Peter. There's my friend Jenny. I met Jenny at Eleni's Tavern when I was a teenager, and we've remained friends for over 30 years. She's a very close friend, and she lives up in the North Coast now. There's Simone on her wedding day, and the last photo we have of Charlie before he died when he was 19. These are all taken just a little bit out of order. These are taken just before I went over to Canada. There's the Dave and Phil in the Superman outfit and Sean in the Batman outfit, or whatever other costume that one is. Here's my nan. That's Mum's mum. There's Nan again holding Daniel. That would have been Daniel there. And these are photos of Daniel just before, and Simone, before I went over to Canada back in '88. Photos of Angela and myself as we were on the way out to the airport to go to Canada. And there are some words from Angela. I don't see much of Angela these days, but we still keep in contact whenever we can. There's Jodie and Angela and Nicky Doo. Nicholas is a bit taller than me now. And there's Simone and Nan and my mum, along with Christopher, who's on Simone's lap, and Daniel, who's a couple of years older. Some photos there of the kids growing up. Simone's kids growing up, that is. Then we get to the Coca-Cola sign. Kay and I met under the Coca-Cola sign at King's Cross. Pretty symbolic for the two of us. And there's a photo, this one here is Sandy and Kay and myself taken out at Bathurst, having a group hug. Here's some photos of my brother-in-law Greg and I out at Dubbo doing some yabbying. We're catching, it's like a crayfish in the dams out there. My wedding day. So we've got
Amanda, who's passed now, who died of cancer a couple of years ago, and Marion, and Sandy, and my best man Damien, and Phil, and Big Dave. And they're my boys. Okay, these are taken, this photo was taken up at Darwin. The photo there is of, sorry, I'm just trying to get my zoom right and everything here. The photo was of Kay's friend Richard and his family. Angela is Richard's wife and their kids, and I'm holding Georgia there, so she would have been maybe 1 at the time, and Michaela would have been around about 3. It's taken at a fundraiser which we went to a few years ago. That's with Kay's friend, I'm having a mental blank, Leanne, sorry Leanne, and Kay's brother Peter is the Blue Wiggle there. It's Christmas with my dad, and Christmas with Simon's family, and there's Uncle Dave there, and Alex and my auntie. And yeah, that was taken outside our house in our backyard on Christmas Day a few years ago, when there were bushfires down in the national park south of Sydney. Picture there of Sandy on her 30th birthday, and Sandy's parents, Barry and Erica. And more pictures from days gone by. That's a photo there from Mardi Gras with Emma and Emma's partner Joe and good old Doug. We had such a good night that night. It was a blast. And here's some photos of Emma's crew. I think it was Emma's 30th birthday, this one here. And Simon's kids. Yes, that is a Blackhawks jersey I'm wearing. And my little sister Em. This is at Em's graduation when she graduated from uni with her partner Joe. There's Peter Bolger with his 2 kids at the time and Michaela. This is before Georgie was born and before Peter's youngest Emily was born. And there's a picture of Georgie, and there's a picture of Michaela. I'm holding Michaela there. And there's a nice picture of our family when we were all growing up, Emma's kids and my kids. There's Emma's eldest Luke and Michaela, and Luke's brother Justin. So there's Luke and Justin, and then there's Emma's kids are Luke and Justin. And some nice words from Luke, Justin, and Joe. So there's some friends of ours who live over in London now, Mario and Roxy. Mario's a big Sea Eagles fan. I keep him updated on the scores all the time. And some photos from Bali with Dewa and Gwenny and Alex on the various trips I've had over to Bali to see them. Some nice words from my cousin Jess. And Mario and Roxy, sorry, I'll just get that square. There we go. And these photos here are taken a couple of events which I've had with Jess and her family up in Sunshine Coast last year. We took the dogs up there for so the dogs could meet each other. They've got a pug as well. And this is when they came down to Sydney a few years ago. Some photos of the paddling crew. This one was taken at a Christmas do a couple of years ago. We had a sausage sizzle afterwards and a bit of a Christmas gathering. My friend Martina, that's taken in San Francisco a few years ago. And you recognise these photos. Some great pics from my great trips over to Canada. There's a great photo from Hamilton Island. There's Mr. Bill and his kids. And there's Colleen Chapman, that was taken up at Banff. And there are your lovely words there, Colleen. Thank you very much. These are pictures of the crew we get together. These are all parents of the kids we all sort of met through the school association. We've remained really close friends over the years. We get together and have functions all the time. A couple of the dads I've got active and physical. Got them into different various sports. So there's Dan there, and myself and Steve doing the outriggers. And here's a photo of, there's Dave there, and Steve's, that's Steve there, and Dave's in the yellow jersey after a 100-kilometre ride, which we did a few years ago. My mate Damien and his partner Sandy over in New Zealand. Here's John and Steve, now over in Victoria Island. That was taken here in Sydney when we used to do the triathlons together. We were a team called Team Twisty. And some nice words there from the big fella. Kay's friend Amanda there on the left. And that was taken at a wedding which we went to a few years ago. There's Auntie Betty and her 3 kids and grandchild. That's taken at Betty's 80th a few years ago now. Here's my buddy Phil. These photos, beautiful photos, are taken at Olivia's christening. I'm Olivia's godfather. There's Phil and Kate and their boy. And we've got the spelling wrong here. It says Jane and Phil. It should be Kate and Phil. Yeah. And there's my dad. There's Dad there, and my Uncle Dave, and my Auntie Phipps, and my Auntie Gwenny, and Phipps's adopted daughter Maria. And there's more family photos. There's some nice words from my dear Uncle Dave. Hopefully you can read those words okay. There's Luke and Justin. And the 2 trips we've had up to Hamilton Island, the first one was with Colleen and Bob and Alicia, and the second one we did with Sandy and Sandy's partner Steve and their kids and Sandy's parents, Barry and Erica. We had a wonderful time up there as well, so our 2 trips up to Hamo. Some nice words from Christopher, Ava and Rachel. There's a photo of Chris. He lives up at Townsville now, northern Queensland. He's in the army, and his partner Shannon, they just bought a house together. And there's a photo of Daniel and myself. Daniel's up in Brisbane now, he's a chef. And there's Rachel and gorgeous little Ava, who brings so much joy into our lives. Some more Christmas photos. Just general photos of the family. The photo was taken at Pete's 50th. Peter Bolger, he came up to Sydney for his 50th, and we went out for dinner. Or went out for lunch and then went out for dinner, and then went out to lunch and then we had breakfast. Here's my Georgie. That photo was taken in Canada, you can tell, because she hasn't got any teeth. She lost her last tooth when she was up at your place, Brenda. And we've got to have a photo of Milo, my little Minami. Alright, he wrote some words in there too. And my big girl Michaela. That's some lovely photos. Almost there. And can't forget Kay. Saving the best for last. Some more photos of just the four of us. At the Sydney Kings, we love the basketball. Kings are hopeless, but we always have a good time going there. And that was taken just before we went on our cruise a couple of years ago. Opera House there in the background. And we've got to finish with a paddling photo. We've got to finish with a silly photo. That was taken after I did a Warrior Bash a few years ago with Guy and Astrid. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it wasn't too long, and I hope you were able to zoom in on the letters in those beautiful words which were written for me. I'll catch you later.